What is up, all of y'all? Supposed to be TheMunchBowl here, and today it seems like it's been forever since I made a video, to be honest. Not literally forever, but you know what I mean. Because y'all know I missed Monday's upload just because I was trying to take a little break, and I know my hair looks a little different. I didn't intentionally style it this way. It's just I just put my headband on, then I went to sleep and woke up, and somehow it ended up like this. So I don't know. So I'm about to actually just like fix that right now because I don't like it that much. But I'm not gonna lie, the past few days I've been a little not motivated to make videos. Like everybody should know by now, yes, I am a believer in Jesus Christ. Not just a believer, but a follower of Jesus Christ. Because there is a difference. And because of that very fact right there, that I try to do what God tells me to do, I've been getting, I've been going through some, hurt, some pain, some tribulation. Not like depression or anything, because God freed me from that. But just taking jabs. And as a Christian, you have to take those jabs, and it hurts. It kind of hurts, and that's why haven't been really doing videos lately, just because it's been like draining. I'm like, all right, I just need to focus on God, focus on praying. Not that I don't pray, but just focus in more on it and just clean out everything in the day so I can focus on God. And by the way, this isn't like a Bible study channel. It isn't even like a ministry channel. I just use what God gives me to, reach out to people and, to shed some light on things. But if y'all want to know deeper stuff, y'all could message me on Instagram at TheMunchBowl. But I'll just go through this. In 2 Corinthians 1:4, it says, who comforteth us in our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of God. So basically, if you don't know what any of that even meant, basically tribulation is like struggle, pain, what I've been going through. What I've realized is it doesn't matter if people agree with me, it doesn't matter if people disagree with me. I can't please everybody, If I try to please one group, the other group's gonna get mad. If I try to please the other group is gonna get mad. So I really just ended that little desire of trying to please everybody, because I know it's not even possible. So I've been going through that tribulation, and guess, like I said, I took it to God. I take everything to God. That's what you have to do. And like the verse said, he gives you comfort. And me, like the verse says as well, I could take that comfort that he gives me and comfort y'all with it. Because as a Christian, you get jabbed. And even as regular people get jabbed. But I'm just here to comfort y'all. If y'all need anything, y'all can reach out to me. If I need anybody to talk to, if y'all have anything y'all need to tell me, anything like that's going on in your lives, y'all could talk to me about it. And another thing, you don't have to fix yourself before you go to God. God fixes you for you. That's why Jesus had to come, because we can't fix ourselves. So even if you don't want to go to me, but you just want to go to God yourself, then you could do that. Because I'm telling you, it's like supernatural, like healing comes, like it. Honestly, y'all probably don't believe me, but I'm serious about it. And it really is amazing, and I just feel like so much better than I did a few days ago. But also another thing, like I said, you don't have to clean yourself up before you go to God. He'll accept you as you are. But don't expect to stay as you are, because, sin is sin. We've all sinned, but he doesn't expect us to stay in that. But the great thing is he helps us get through that, and he changes us and transforms us if you allow him to. And it does take effort on your part, a little bit of effort on your part, but that's just all part of the process as well. And that's just all part of, living this life. So yeah, if y'all have any questions, y'all could DM me on Instagram at TheMunchBowl. I'm not saying I know everything, but I could just be that guy to talk to. But the best thing you can do is talk to God. But anyways, that's really all I have to say about that. Now time to get into the video. Alright, so I know that many people have this question of, how can I get thick dreadlocks? Now, believe it or not, it is very, very, very easy to get thick dreadlocks. And by the way, I got this whole idea and concept for this video from, the comments from the subscribers and people sending me, video ideas. Not even video ideas, but they're just asking me questions. That's where I get a lot of my video ideas from. I've had multiple people ask me this: how do you get thick dreadlocks? How do you get thick dreadlocks? And honestly, I don't know why they're asking me, because look, I probably have some of the skinniest dreadlocks that people really have. Now, of course, these methods that I'm about to tell y'all do depend on if you have dreadlocks already or if you don't have dreadlocks already. And also how long your hair is, because that also plays a factor. But anyways, without any further ado, let's get into this video. Firstly, I'm gonna say if y'all don't have dreadlocks, then this is how you can get thick dreadlocks. In your afro or whatever hairstyle you have, you can make different parts. You know how people part their hair, and usually an inch by inch part is a pretty decent sized dreadlock. These are I'll say 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. An inch by inch dreadlock would be about the thickness of my finger, so y'all can compare it. Boom. Already way thicker than mine, right? But of course your sections are going to look really big, and because the sections are really big, you're going to have a lot of hair to group into one section, which means that you won't have as much dreadlocks on your head. Like me, I have over 100. If you were to have like inch by inch sections and you have pretty thick hair like me, then you could probably end up with about anywhere from like about 60 to even 20 dreadlocks on your head. So you always want to gauge it around how many dreadlocks do you want, but also how thick do you want it, because those two things are closely connected together. Because the skinnier you want your dreadlocks, the more dreadlocks you're going to have on your head, because it takes up less hair to have a skinny dreadlock. But the more thick you want your dreadlocks, the less dreadlocks you're going to have on your head, since it takes up more hair to make a thick dreadlock. But one thing you do have to consider as well is when you initially get your twist, it's going to be usually skinnier than it actually is going to turn out to be once it's already locked up. Because when you twist your hair is all the way compacted together, but obviously over time as it locks up, it puffs up even more, so it gets thicker almost, because the whole locking up process is basically your hair puffing up, which it gets thicker, but then it gets skinnier as it continues to lock up and tighten up. But it doesn't make that big of a size difference though. Now you don't only have to do it with, you know, sections or like home coils or anything. You can also do it with the sponge. And the thing with the sponge is I always used to go in really tiny circles, which is why my hair is so skinny. I even have skinnier dreadlocks than this. It was literally like only like 4 strands of hair in like a dread, which obviously that just connected with other dreads and stuff. But with the sponge, you want to go in big circles all around your hair. You want to go in big circles, which can thicken up the width. And you also, if you can get the sponge with the bigger holes, that will also help as well. But me personally, I don't really recommend that method, or the towel rub method either, for getting thick dreadlocks, just because it seems to be a little bit more like difficult to like control how thick your dreads are. Because with sectioning out your hair, you can control how thick your dreads are, but with sponging it, it's kind of just like it can only get to a certain thickness. Because a lot of people you see who start out with sponge, their dreads aren't super thick. They're, you know, usually a little like they're either really skinny or medium sized. They're never really thick unless they combine dreadlocks later, which I will get into in this video. But there is one thing you can do, which this is a really popular method of getting dreadlocks, especially thick dreadlocks. And usually people who do this method, they end up having thick dreadlocks, which is the crochet needle method. Which you don't have to have a crochet needle that looks like this. You can have the one that just has a little hook at the end, but always make sure that it's the really small hooks. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's a latch hook, or no matter what type of hook is at the end, just make sure it's really skinny and that can fit inside your hair. And they usually have these at like the knitting sections in the stores, or you could go to a hair store or a beauty store and purchase one. But they're not that expensive at all. They're like $1 to $2 for one. And if you don't know how to use it, I won't use it on my hair because there's really no point, but you just go in, you would twist up your actual hair. So say you already have your sections going, you would start about ½ an inch away from the root and start going in and out of the hair, and you will actually feel the lock up. It's really simple to use this. And this is a one-time thing because this instantly locks your hair. And once you use this once and your hair is pretty much locked up, then you won't need to use it ever again. And it's like a one-day process if you can get all your hair done in one day. But also there is another factor that plays into this. If your hair isn't long enough, then you may not be able to get thick dreadlocks, because you have to be able to take more hair. And just with short hair, I would say like an inch of hair, it's almost, I would say almost impossible to get thick dreadlocks from that shortness, like if you were to start out your dreads. Because watch this, I'm able to get more hair grouped together because my hair has some length to it, because hair all the way from over here is long enough to fit over here. But if it's too short, then not enough hair is going to be able to group up together, because you'll only be able to fit a little bit of hair in there, since your hair isn't long enough to reach all the way over into the dread. Like if your hair is short and you ever try to put your hair in a ponytail, you know what I'm talking about. So I would recommend that your hair at least be like 3 inches. But really, I feel like the longer your hair is, the easier it is to get thick dreadlocks. Because at like 2 inches, you probably could, but it will just look like little balls on your hair, and you end up looking like Kodak Black or something. Which if you want it to look like that, but to have like wicks or something, then that's cool. But if you already have dreadlocks, the same thing applies to you. Your hair has to be at a certain length, and all you need to do is combine your dreadlocks, which you could do this in any way. You could take your hair, right? Y'all could take your hair out, right? Boom, and you see the new growth. You could take your finger, put it through the new growth, grab a dreadlock right next to it, take the tip and weave it through the root. and boom, it's already combined at the root, just like that. After washing and stuff, it should get pretty locked up. But you can also 2-strand twist your hair, which I have not done this to my hair in a while. I'm not going to do it really tight because I don't maintain my hair and I'm not trying to maintain my hair. But you can do a 2-strand twist really tight and put like rubber bands at the tips where, you know, it doesn't stay together. And basically you can make your dread 2 times thicker. But 2-strand twists, when you already have dreads, they are kind of awkward to lock up, but they will lock up over time, and they will like smooth out, and it won't really look like a 2-strand twist anymore. But if you don't just want to combine 2 dreadlocks, or you want to combine more, if you saw the video where I did wicks on my head, I took a bunch of dreadlocks, right, and I made it into a wick basically. Then that's when the crochet needle comes into play again, because why? This instantly locks up your hair. Now in the wick video, I did use rubber bands, which you can definitely take a bunch of dreadlocks and combine them with rubber bands, and just when you get in the shower and stuff, it will just all lock up together. But if you want to speed up the process, you can get a chunk of hair, right? So say I wanted to make my dreads super thick, right? I would take all this and I'll make sure that all the dreads are in the same area, because if the dreads aren't on the same area, like I said, it could snag and you don't want that. So say I wanted to lock up all these dreadlocks together. All I would need to do is start at the root with the dreadlocks and go in and out and in and out and in and out with it. And maybe you want to use rubber bands anyways to, like, you know, hold them together. But that's another way to get thick dreadlocks. So yeah, now you know how to get thick dreadlocks. So yeah, if you like this video or if it helped you all out, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, please make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so y'all never miss out on another video from me in the future. And with that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.